بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers, sisters and brothers, and especially you, dear reciters. Welcome to the Art of Recitation of the Holy Quran from Safir TV. As every Monday, we are live from 7:30 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. London time. I wish you enjoy this program, and today our lesson would be about the points of articulation of the letters. And of course, we have slides about this particular topic, points of articulation of letters, which is very important in the recitation of the Holy Quran, specifically at the first part of the hadith of our great Imam Ali alayhi salam, when he replied the meaning of tartil, or another terminology used, tajweed, which he replied, tajweed is أداء الحروف وحفظ الوقوف. In أداء الحروف, specifically we focus on the points of articulation of the letters. And alhamdulillah, tonight we have two guest reciters. Our guest reciter will join us after the break, and he is one of the youngest reciters and of course educated. He is brother Abbas Hussein, and our guest caller is young reciter brother Rida Ayub Agha, and he will definitely will be with us and definitely will have his voice after break. So stay with us. The first part is the recitation of the Holy Quran. I'm going to recite for you one page, as I promised to recite one page for you. Of course, I recite in tartil way, which is in the middle speed. Definitely, if you follow our programs, you know these terminologies: tartil, tahqiq, tahdir, all these terminologies. So the page I'm going to recite tonight is page number 5. Surah Al-Baqarah is starting from ayah number 25 till ayah number 29. So please open your Qur'ans and follow me by the recitation of these verses, which I'm going to recite for you. And remember that our program is live, and after my recitation, of course, we have the teaching part, we have the slides. At a specific time as well, if you want, if you have a question, you can call in, and inshallah will be at your service to answer your questions. So we are going to start the recitation of page number 5. So a little bit water to warm up our voice, and then inshallah is starting. Open the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, and page number 5. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل وأتوا به متشابها ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وهم فيها خالدون إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم، وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض أولئك هم الخاسرون. كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون. هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن سبع سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج محمد وآل محمد. Thank you very much, dear viewers. If you may consider the recitation of these page number 5, because we had different subjects, different topics, so I changed the melodies sometimes. It is definitely regarding to the melodies, because the melody always follows the meaning. So reciter, as the art of recitation of the Holy Quran, it is actually this, to recite the verses of the Holy Quran exactly regarding to the meaning of the verses. And this is our responsibility to rely always on the verses of the Holy Quran, not on the melodies. The melody should follow the verses of the Holy Quran. So tonight the topic of our program is regarding to the points of the articulation of letters. As we know, in the Arabic language we have 28 letters, and of course that is specifically one important thing we have to mention regarding to the letter alif or hamza, and inshallah we will discuss about this later on. But we go through the slide which we have, and in the first slide you will see inshallah the articulation areas. As you see, we have the diagram here, and we have 5 sections. The starting from the lower part, we say for example throat, or the empty area of mouth and throat space as well, and the tongue, the lips and the nose. As you see, in each part we have articulation points and letters as well. So if we start, for example, as we start always from our jawf, which is called the empty area of mouth and throat space, which we have just one articulation point, because it's empty area. And 6 vowels we have. What are the 6 vowels? Short vowels and long vowels. And then we have throat. In throat we have 3 points of articulation and 6 letters. From each point of articulation we have 2, and inshallah we'll discuss about that. And then we go to the very widest part of the points of articulation, the tongue. We have 10 articulation points and 18 letters. And then lips, we have 2 articulation points and 4 letters. And finally we have nose, khayshum, we call it in Arabic. We have 1 point of articulation and 2 letters. So that is the first part. And then we go to the next slide when you see the empty space in the mouth and throat. So here is just the empty area, and where we pronounce the short vowels and long vowels. We elongate the short vowel and it changed to long vowel. As you see in the empty area of our mouth and chest, and of course the throat as well. So this is the part we have our 6 vowels, 3 short vowels and 3 long vowels. And then we go to the next part, next slide will show for you the throat. In throat, the articulation point, which is throat, it is divided in 3 parts. We start from the lower part, which is the deepest part. In deepest part we have 2 letters, and in middle part we have 2 letters, and in the closest part we have 2 letters. The reason we call it closest part, because it's close to our tongue. So then we have the letters. The next slide will show for you the throat. We have 6 letters which are pronounced from our throat. In the lowest part, in the deepest part, we start from the low. We have Hamza and Ha. So Hamza is here in Arabic letters. The letter Hamza is the strongest letter, of course, because it has the quality of nabra, which is one terminology we use for the secondary qualities. It means sharpness. So letter Hamza is the strongest letter in the Arabic alphabet. And then we have letter Ha, which is from the lowest part or the deepest part of our throat. And then in the middle we have 2 letters, letter Ain and Ha. In the middle part of our throat we have 2 letters, letter Ain and letter Ha. And in the upper part or the closest part to our tongue, it is letter Ghain and Kha. How do you pronounce these letters, dear viewers, and especially you, dear reciters? Always for better learning and better pronunciation of letters, it's better to always use Hamza maftuha, Hamza with a fatha, and the letter sakina. For example, if I want to know the point of articulation of letter Ghain, how do I pronounce it? I say specifically some letters, they have the quality of fluency. In that case, so you can find exactly what is the quality or the pronunciation of this letter and where is the point of articulation of this letter. So always Hamza maftuha. For example, letter Ha, which is in the middle, we see ah. So you can find the exact point of articulation where is and where is the makhraj or point of articulation. And in the next slide you will see the other part, which is excuse me, our tongue. In our tongue, which is the widest point of articulation of our speech system, we have 10 different articulation points and we have 18 letters from these 10 points of articulation. Tongue is the widest part or the widest section of our speech system. That is the reason in many languages they call it lisan al-Arabi. That is the reason we use the lisan, because lisan or tongue is, we say, mother tongue or mother language or mother tongue. So that is the reason, because tongue is the widest section, the widest point of articulation of our speech system. In the next slide you will see the tongue which is divided in 5 different areas: the deepest part, the middle part, sides of our tongue, head of our tongue, and tip of our tongue. From these 5 sections, dear viewers, we have um, 18 letters. So 18 letters are pronounced from these 5 sections: deepest part of our tongue, middle part, sides, head, and tip. 5 sections in our tongue where we have 18 letters. Then you go to the next slide, which is about uh, specifically soft palate and hard palate, which is really important in the recitation of some letters in the tongue area. The roof of the mouth is divided into 2 parts. So the roof of our mouth is divided in 2 parts. The hard palate, which is the top roof area near to the to our teeth, which is, you feel it. It is when you touch it with your tongue, you feel it. It is hard. And then we have somewhere which is close to uvula. What is uvula exactly? Uvula is, as you see it, exactly on the top of our tongue, which is used for letter qaf. We call it velar letter. So the soft palate, excuse me, the soft palate, deepest part of the roof, is the near throat. It is our soft palate. So soft palate is the place in our, I mean, specifically in the mouth area, which is soft. That's the reason we call it soft. And the hard palate, which is hard. Good. Now we go to the next slide, which is about deepest part of the tongue and the soft palate. Letter qaf. In each letter, dear viewers, we have common mistakes. As I mentioned in many previous programs we had, not just here, in many other programs we had in other channels, TV channels. Qaf, letter qaf, is, of course, many countries, they have common mistakes. The majority of countries, I don't know what's the reason, specifically because that letter is strong really and hard to pronounce. That is the reason they want an equivalent pronunciation. Like even in Iraq, in their dialect they use letter gaf. In Iran, in their speech they use letter ghain. In Lebanon they use like letter a or letter ya. They use like instead of saying qalbi, they say albi. In Iraq they say galbi, or in Iran they say ghalb. So that is not the correct. And even in Pakistani and in Indian dialect, they pronounce like letter kaf. Instead of saying qalam, they say kalam, or instead of saying qalb, they say kalb. So that is because this letter is difficult to pronounce, but it's not more difficult than letter dot. So letter qaf, we pronounce letter qaf from the closeness or connecting of the root of our tongue with the soft palate. How do we know and how do we find the point of articulation? As I mentioned, that code. Hamza maftuha with the letter sakina. As you say, aq, aq, because letter qaf has the quality of shidda, so the voice doesn't flow. And that's the reason it's quite difficult to mention it, to show it. So you see aq, 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 but as well it has the quality of qalqala, which is shaking or echoing. So it could be familiar with I mean our hearing system. So we see aq, aq, that is for letter qaf. The root of our tongue touches the soft palate. What is a soft palate? In English we call it another thing as well, uvula. When we connect the root of our tongue with the uvula, that is the pronunciation of letter qaf. Aq, aq. And then what about letter kaf? How do we pronounce letter kaf? Letter kaf is exactly, we use the root of our tongue, but now instead of using the soft palate, we use the hard palate. So, and that is the reason we use the deepest part of the tongue to the to the hard palate. So we have to pay attention that, dear viewers, the letter kaf, we use hard palate, not soft palate. So pay attention in that one. So how do you pronounce the kaf? We see ak, ak, ak. Pay attention. Letter qaf, root of our tongue, soft palate, and letter kaf are the root of our tongue and hard palate. For letter kaf, we see ak, ak, and for letter qaf, we see aq, aq. That is the difference between letter qaf and kaf. Both letters we pronounce from our lahat. We call this terminology in Arabic terminology. That lahat area is called vela section, vela sections, uvula sections. And then we go to the next section of our tongue. In our tongue, of course, here you see again for the letter qaf and kaf, soft palate and hard palate. Of course, for letter qaf we use soft palate, and for the letter kaf we use hard palate. As you see, the colors, the blue color and the black color. So the blue color is for letter qaf and black color is for letter kaf. Then for the middle part of our tongue. In the middle part of our tongue, and of course in that case we use the connection or closeness to the hard palate. Letters jim, sheen and ya. Letter jim, sheen and ya. So the middle part of our tongue, when it makes itself get closer to the roof of our tongue, to the hard palate, in that case we have three letters, letter jim, sheen and ya, or you can say jim, ya, sheen, like the word jaysh could be memorized easily. So these three letters, we use the middle part of our tongue, we connect that part to the hard palate. So the connection for these three letters are not the same. For example, letter jim, letter sheen and letter ya, because they are from the same point of articulation. We call these three letters from the same point of articulation, from the middle part of our tongue plus the hard palate, but they are not the same. They are different, because in the tongue section we have as well other letters like huruf nit'i. They are from the same point of articulation but different qualities. For example, here letter jim, the connection between the tongue and the hard palate in letter jim is more than letter sheen and ya, because we see aj, it's just we have the connection and then separation. Aj, we have connection and separation. That's the reason letter jim has the quality of shadda, which is a strength. We call it a strength because we have trapping. The voice stops. The voice traps at the pronunciation of letter jim. When you say aj, but the voice doesn't flow. We can't say aj. The sound doesn't flow in the pronunciation of letter jim. That's the reason letter jim has connection, full connection between the middle part of our tongue and the hard palate. But what about letter sheen and ya? For letter sheen, when we say ash, it's not complete connection because the voice or the air flows between the connection of the middle part of our tongue and the hard palate. When we say ash, that is the reason letter sheen has the quality of tafashi, spreading, because the air and the voice spreads while the pronunciation of letter sheen. And letter ya, when you see ay, the connection here is less. It is less than jim and sheen, because you see ay, we don't have that connection. It is really tiny in the pronunciation of letter ya. Ay, ash, aj, three letters from the middle part of our tongue with the hard palate. So we have three letters from the same point of articulation. We call them letters jim, ya, and sheen. We call this three letters from the same point of articulation, the middle part of our tongue, plus the hard palate. And then we have the other slide. We have the important thing we have to know. A good reciter should have good teeth. So you have to take care of your teeth, your molars, because you need them for the pronunciation of the Holy Quran. If you like definitely chocolates, or you are eating too much chocolates or many other things which damages your teeth, so it's not good for your teeth. You have to keep your teeth always clean and always in form. So here we have teeth, but of course you have to know as well the names of teeth. For example, we have at the beginning here we say incisors, or we call it central incisors. You see, we have central incisors, and then in central incisors, how many we have? We have two top and two in the lower part. In the upper jaw we have two, in the lower jaw we have two as well, central incisors. And then we have lateral incisors. We have two on the top and two on the lower jaw. And then we have canine. Canine as well, we have two on the top and two on the low part. And then we have premolars. It is first premolars. And then we have second premolars, four as well. And then we have, again, here it comes to the molars. We have first molar, second molar, and third molar, which is, of course, that part is as well, including that we have the wise or wisdom teeth. We have to pay attention. In some people they have, and some people they don't have. So we have to know the terminology we use for them. It is very important. Incisors, of course we have canine. Of course in incisors we have central and lateral, and then we have canine, first premolar, second premolar, and then first molar, second molar, and third molar, and wisdom. So these are the terminologies we use for the teeth. We have to know their names, and we have to keep them always safe and sound, because if God forbid and you don't have one of them, specifically for letter dot. I had a conversation with one of our colleagues. He said, nowadays I can't recite well, and the reason is because I don't have molars. And that is obvious. If you don't have molars, you have problem for the pronunciation of some letters, specifically, for example, letter dot. If you don't have incisors, you have problem for the letter dhal, dha, and tha. These are really important to take care of your teeth, specifically for the recitation of the Holy Quran. So the name of teeth, different teeth we had, and then we go to the very important part of the tonight's lesson, which is about the points of articulation, and specifically for the letter Dod, which is the most difficult letter. And in some terminologies or dictionaries, books, the language, the Arabic language, they call it Lughatul Dad. How do you pronounce letter Dad, dear viewers? For the letter Dad, as you see, we use the molars. The side of the tongue touches the upper left teeth, or left molars, we say. Letter dot, dear viewers, if you can see my hand here, I will show to you definitely. If we divide the tongue in three parts, 1, 2, and 3, the left part, exactly left part, and the 1/3 in the back. If we divide, for example, the tongue in 3, 1, 2, 3, we use the third part in the back, specifically the left. Of course, we can use the right side as well, but we use the left side and we connect that part. We connect that part to the left upper molars, left upper molars, and like this, up, 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 up. The reason many reciters they don't pronounce properly the letter dot is regarding to the qualities, specifically quality of istitala, which is just for this letter. So the quality of istitala is very important, dear viewers, which is just exactly for this letter. So that is a spreading of the voice from the point of articulation of letter dot until letter lam. So that is for the letter dot. So dot we use the left side of our tongue plus the left upper molars, which is, so if we divide, as you see in the picture here in the slide, so we have letter dot and the left side of our tongue and as well the molars. So connection of the left side of our tongue plus the left upper molars, so definitely you will have the letter dot. But the reason many reciters they don't pronounce it properly because they don't apply two important rule here. One of them is the quality of rakhawa, which the voice should flow in the point of articulation while pronunciation, and the quality of istitala, which is spreading, which is conveying the sound or the pronunciation of letter dot in its point of articulation, even until letter lam, like this. Ab, 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 ab. So that is the part of the letter dot which we have to learn. Of course, we have some more slides, so for today I think it is enough, but definitely we'll review all these slides because the point of articulation of letters are really important. And inshallah we will go for a break, and definitely after break you have to be with us. We have two guest reciters. Our guest reciter will join us is brother Abbas Hussein, a young reciter, and we have as well the guest scholar, brother Rida Ayub Agha, which he will join us through the telephone as well, and inshallah we'll listen to him as well. So stay with us. We will be with you after a short break. Thank you very much. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers, sisters and brothers, and especially you, dear reciters. Welcome back to the Art of Recitation of the Holy Quran from Safir TV. We are in the second part of our program and really happy to have with us a young reciter, like an angel, brother Abbas Hussein. If we pronounce properly, Abbas Hussein. Welcome to our Art of Recitation of the Holy Quran, brother Abbas. So I give you the time and the camera, the mic, everything belongs to you. You can say salam to our dear viewers and explain about yourself briefly, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abbas Hussein. I'm 19 years old, and inshallah I will recite for you some ayat of the Holy Quran.
Okay, Abbas Hussein, you are going to recite some verses of the Holy Quran. Which page?
From page 561.
So 561. He's going to recite for us page number 561. And meanwhile, we will connect inshallah after his recitation to brother Rida Ayyub Agha, and of course I want him to be ready as well. We will be with you shortly. Go ahead, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
يا رحمن يا رحيم.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا.
الله 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 الله.
عسى ربكم أن يكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويدخلكم جنات.
الله 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 الله. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين.
ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يوم لا يخزي الله النبي.
الله 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 أكبر.
يوم لا يخزي الله النبي والذين آمنوا معه.
الله 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 الله.
نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون.
الله الله الله.
يقولون ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير.
الله 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 الله. ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
يا أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين واغلظ عليهم ومأواهم جهنم وبئس المصير.
الله الله. استجير بالله استجير بالله.
ضرب الله مثلا للذين كفروا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط.
الله 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 الله.
كانتا تحت عبدين من عبادنا صالحين فخانتاهما.
الله. استجير بالله استجير بالله.
فخانتاهما فلم يغني عنهما من الله شيئا وقيل ادخلا النار مع الداخلين.
الله الله أكبر. استجير بالله استجير بالله. ما شاء الله.
وضرب الله مثلا للذين آمنوا امرأة فرعون.
الله 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 الله.
إذ قالت رب ابن لي عندك لك بيتا في الجنة ونجني
يا رب يا رب
ونجني من فرعون وعمله ونجني من القوم الظالمين.
الله 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 آمين آمين يا رب العالمين.
ومريم ابنة عمران
الله الله الله
ومريم ابنة عمران التي أحصنت فرجها فنفخنا فيه من روحنا.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
ومريم ابنة عمران التي أحصنت فرجها فنفخنا فيه من روحنا
الله.
وصدقت بكلمات ربها وكتبه وكانت من القانتين. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. أحسنتم ما شاء الله. Very good verses you have chosen for tonight. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, we take this opportunity. Of course, we have many questions regarding to your recitation and everything. So we will go, inshallah, definitely with more questions. Of course, we will have the callers, but meanwhile, we have the connection between us and the callers. We have some questions from you. Okay, Brother Abbas, when did you first start the recitation of the Holy Quran, and do you remember where it was?
So my grandfather taught me first the letters and how to read, and then after that I had a teacher for tajweed. But the first time I actually wanted to recite tahqiq, I went to a Quran competition in Islamic Center.
Very good.
And I was very underprepared. My tajweed rules weren't very good. But I heard the recitation of Fadilat al-Sheikh Shahat Muhammad Anwar.
MashaAllah.
And from that inspired me to do tahqiq, because it was a very beautiful recitation.
Very good. You mentioned Sheikh Mahmoud Shahat Anwar. So from the famous reciters, which reciter do you follow?
Of course, Mahmoud Shahat.
Mahmoud Shahat. Very good, very good. Okay, the way you recited was somehow regarding, I mean, his method of recitation. Good. So your grandfather, is he, alive? Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So we say salam to his grandfather. I don't know if your grandfather is watching our live program. So we say salam to him, and we say thank you very much for helping Brother Abbas Hussein. So we will have many questions, inshallah. We go and have our young reciter. I think he's around maybe 9 or 10 years old. Brother Rida Ayub Agha. He is going to be with us. I say salam to him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Sayyid.
Ahsantum, mashallah. Could you introduce yourself, how old you are, to our dear viewers, brother?
I'm 10 years old.
Okay, what is your complete name?
Rida Ayub Agha.
Rida Ayub Agha. Very good. So, Rida Ayub Agha, do you have any part to recite for us for tonight? Do you have any?
Yes, I will be reciting Surah 10.
Okay, very good. So, which surah do you want to recite for us?
10.
Surah 10. Okay, dear viewers, Brother Rida Agha, as you might see his nice picture, he is going to recite for us Surah 10. And please get ready. He is going to recite for us Surah 10. Of course, maybe some of you might know Surah 10 by heart, but he is going to recite for us. Go ahead, please.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين صدق الله العلي العظيم.
أحسنتم brother Rida. Very good. Did you recite this surah by heart or through Quran?
By heart.
Very good. That was the reason you were reciting fast. I kindly request you for the next recitation, if you want any surah to recite a little bit slower than this, if it's possible. Good. Brother Rida Ayyub Agha, so you mentioned you're around 9 years old, yes?
Yes, I'm 10.
Oh, 10, sorry. I just -1 for you. That's good. Okay, 10 years old. When did you first start the recitation of the Holy Quran, Brother Rida?
I started when I was 7, when I started going to Sunday school, and I started learning the basics of Arabic and then started to learn the Quran.
Good. Brother Rida, do you remember who was your first teacher?
I think my mother, but I don't remember very clearly.
So it shows that your mother is helping you regarding to the recitation of the Holy Quran.
Yes.
Good. Have you memorized any surahs of the Holy Quran?
Yes, I have.
How many surahs you memorized?
I've memorized about maybe 10.
10. Did you listen to the recitation
Or
of
15.
Brother Abbas Hussein? Did you listen to his recitation? Did you watch our program from the beginning or no, Brother Rida?
Yes.
Okay, good. Abbas, how was his recitation? He was a little bit fast.
It's fast, but I think his pronunciation of the huruf was...
Brother Abbas mentions your recitation was good, pronunciation was good, very good. Of course, you have a space or gap for the improvement, definitely. All of us, we have chances for being better. So, Brother Rida, stay with us. We have some questions from Brother Abbas, and inshallah we'll come back to you. Okay, stay with us. Brother Abbas, so you mentioned your grandfather. Nowadays, you mentioned you are 19 years old, yes? What do you do?
So I'm currently in university, first year university.
Okay, you are a student at the university. Good. Good, Brother Rida. Nowadays, how do you practice? How do you, for example, do you have any verses, I mean, by memorization?
Okay, so obviously with your help, we have the jalasat, and that really helps, especially with the maqamat, with the melodies.
So you attend the jalasat, the Quranic sessions.
Yes.
What else?
Listening is, I think, the key thing. I think listening every day, whenever you can, I think that's what builds the melodies. But also trying to keep up reading a couple of pages per day, perhaps, will help with your fluency and your tajweed, which is something I need to work on.
It's very good. Definitely, I mentioned this, dear viewers, many times. Nowadays, if you want to listen to the recitation of any reciter, you just go to YouTube and write down the name and it comes. In our time, I'm not that old. I'm around 37, 38. But in our time, maybe 10 years or 15 years ago, okay, we didn't have this possibility. We had to hire the video player. We had to hire the cassette, and we had to assemble everything together. Then we had to listen to the recitation of Ustad Shahat Muhammad Anwar, rahimallahu. That was really difficult. But nowadays, so you have this possibility. That is the gift of technology as well. So it depends on you. How do you use the technology? So very good. So how do you practice regarding to the listening? Do you listen to them and copy them and apply it to the other verses?
So I tend to listen whenever I can, driving, doing whatever, working, whatever. And I find you tend to pick up the melodies, the way it flows. And then later when you do recite for yourself, you'll find that it becomes a lot easier to you because you've been
Do
listening.
you drive as well?
I do drive.
How did you come here?
I drove.
MashaAllah, very good. Brother Reda, Ayyub Agha, are you staying with us? Are you staying with us? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Brother Reda, how do you memorize the surahs and how do you practice the recitation of the Holy Quran? Alhamdulillah, your voice is really good and your recitation was as well very good, but you recited a little bit fast. Good. So let us know specifically, I mean, the young reciters in your age, 10 years old, how do you memorize the verses of the Holy Quran?
I usually listen to that surah and then I keep listening to it until I know it and I repeat after it.
Good. What about for the recitation of the Holy Quran?
For the recitation, I usually listen and then say it afterwards.
Very good. Do you have any brother or sister older than you or younger than you?
Yes, I have two younger brothers.
So you help them definitely, yes?
Yes.
Good, good. And who is the main supporter of you in the recitation of the Holy Quran?
The person who supports me the most in Quran is my mother.
Very good. So we take this opportunity to say salam to his parents. I'm sure maybe some of them, father or mother, one of them definitely they might staying with us right now. They are watching the TV. We say salam to them and we thank them to help. I mean, Reda regarding this career to recite the Holy Quran. So your mother is the main supporter. Very good. And of course your father is as well. Definitely.
And my teacher.
Good, and your teacher. Good, good, good. We thank your teacher as well from here. Good. So, Brother Reda, do you have any other recitation for us? Do you want to recite any other verses, any other surahs?
Yes, I will be reciting Surah Al-Shams as well.
Go ahead, please. Let's see.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها والنفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من تزكى
قد أفلح من
زكاها قد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بتغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وكذبوها فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أحسنتم Brother Reda. But we want you to recite as slow as possible if you can, inshallah. Good. Or maybe if you have any surahs to recite for us if you have time, or even if, for example, for next time. Very good, very nice recitation. You have good voice and good melody as well. So you have really very, I mean, places for improvement. Try your best, mashallah, very good. Brother Reda, before we finish, I mean, our program and specifically with you, what is your recommendation, what is your message to the young reciters in your age?
All that you need to know for you to revise the Quran is, and to recite the surahs, is you just must revise all the time and you must read to get the fluency.
Good, good. What did you find from the recitation and memorization of the Holy Quran?
Pardon?
What did you find until now? For example, you are, of course, your mother or your teacher, they taught you the recitation of the Holy Quran and memorization. Does the recitation of the Holy Quran and memorization of the Holy Quran has specific effects in your life?
Yes, it always makes me feel happy and loved, because I know that the Quran is it will bless me, and whenever I read it, I feel grateful.
Good. And what is your plan for the future?
When I'm older, I want to be an architect.
Architect, mashallah, very good, very good. And regarding to the recitation of the Holy Quran in the career of the Quranic knowledge, what do you want to be?
I would like to, as a hobby, recite the Quran.
Okay. Mashallah, very good, very good, good. Okay, thank you very much, brother Rida Ayub Agha. I wish all the best for you, and definitely, inshallah, we'll invite you to the studio like we have our brother Abbas Hussein. Try your best, practice your best, and inshallah, we'll have you in one of our programs. I thank your family to help you in this career, in the way of Quran, in the way of the recitation of the Holy Quran. And of course, we have these two things. As our great Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his progeny, he said, إِنِّي تَارِكٌ فِيكُمُ الثَّقَلَيْنِ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَعِتْرَتِهِ. So we have two heavy blessing things with us, the Holy Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. Inshallah, we have to follow them. Thank you very much, brother Rida Ayub Agha. I wish all the best for you, and inshallah, we'll see you. We are with brother Abbas Hussein. Brother Abbas. Good. So you copy or you follow Mahmoud, which is the younger son of Shahad Muhammad Anwar, rahimahullah. So, what is the effect of Quran in your life? Let me say in another way. I see many young reciters like you. What makes you be close to Quran, be as a reciter of the Quran? Explain this for us.
I think it's important to realize that the Quran is not just to be recited, of course. We have to try and understand it to our best of our abilities and implement it. That's most important. But I think for me, what keeps me close to the Quran, closer than some other people, maybe is because the recitation of the Quran. So I'm particularly inspired by, for example, your recitation, and in our community we also have brother Mustafa Al-Ali, and a great young reciter as well, and of course Muhammad Al-Shahad and all the Qurra, various Qurra. I think that liveness and that energy and the passion that comes from the recitation of the Quran, and like you say in the previous parts, we're trying to match the melodies to the meaning.
Definitely.
And I think that's it enlivens the Quran. It makes it real. It makes it passionate. And I think that's something that really draws me to the Quran. So in terms of what draws me close to the Quran, definitely the recitation and learning to understand it and implement it.
So what is your message to the young reciters in your age, in 20 years, 90 years?
I think if you want to memorize, the way I memorize a lot of Quran is by listening to tahdir, by listening to the slower recitation, for example in the Taraweeh prayers. But then listening in general is very, very helpful.
Good, good, good. So that is your main, message to our dear viewers. And in your family, do you have any other brothers, sisters, they are reciters of the Holy Quran, or you are just the one?
Alhamdulillah, they all recite, but I think not like tahqiq. Yeah.
But the main supporter in your family?
My grandma is very keen on recitation. Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
good. Because we say salam to grandparents of Abbas Hussein, and of course because of you we have Abbas Hussein in this stage. He is a good reciter in London. Of course he is good in his studies as well. So brother Abbas Hussein, because of tabarruk, I'm sure because of your name Abbas Hussein, so we don't have Ali here, Imam Ali alayhi salam. So we have a gift from the holy shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam. That is, dear viewers, the carpet of the holy shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and it is on behalf of Safir TV and our program, The Art of Recitation, to our good reciter, brother Abbas Hussein. I wish you you take with you many blessings during your life. And of course it is barakah, you know, because not just being in that area, but of course it is blessing because this carpet is in the holy shrine of Imam Ali, but many zawar, many followers, they went and they come back, and we have the blessing of their attendance in that ziyarah. So I give this to you on behalf of Safir TV, our
Thank you
program,
very much.
the Art of Recitation of the Holy Quran, and definitely we will see you again.
Inshallah.
We will see you again, inshallah.
Thank
we
you for
have
inviting me.
this possibility, inshallah, maybe after 6 months or maybe less than 1 year, definitely we'll see you. Thank you very much for attending to our program, coming here, and specifically for your recitation and accepting our invitation. Dear viewers, maybe you are the next guest reciter like Abbas Hussein. Get ready and inshallah prepare yourself for a good recitation like brother Abbas Hussein. Thank you very much, dear viewers. We'll see you next week at 7:30 p.m. Monday, the Art of Recitation of the Holy Quran. Goodbye.